Okay, well, I think we're good to get underway. Everybody, welcome to the audition information night for SMT's upcoming production of She Loves Me. We're grateful that you wanted to spend some time with us this evening to meet the team, hear a little bit more about this particular production, hear more about the audition process from the artistic staff themselves. You can ask them any burning questions that you have. And there's also opportunity to book your audition if you have not yet booked your audition. You may have seen that recording notice come up. This session is being recorded for those who cannot be here this evening, or in the event you wish to relive this moment again before your audition. So with that, we'll do some introductions of the artistic staff and production team. I'm Shannon Cottrell. I'm one of the producers. And I will throw it over to Sherry in a moment.
My unmute button was covered. Hello, everybody. I'm Sherry. I'm the other co-producer. Welcome aboard.
Okay, go ahead.
Go ahead. Go around. Go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, I'm Dot. I'm the director for She Loves Me.
I'm Miguel. I'm the music director.
I'm Sabrina. I'm the choreographer.
And we also go ahead.
No. We also sorry. We also have Jamie Carr, who is our executive producer. David Loach, who is he's going to be your best friend. He's our audition pianist, our rehearsal pianist, and our show pianist. Not here tonight is Amanda Cook, who is the stage manager. We also have Denise Daly, who is our costume coordinator, Mac Flynn, who is our sound designer and operator, Jackie McCowan, set designer, Chris Northey, lighting designer, Allison Overington, set decor, and Ryan Sullivan, props, and many more amazing people to come for our production team. So with that, let's get to really why you're here. So I'm going to throw it over to the artistic for information on this production, and then we'll go right into the audition process.
Excellent. Okay, well, I will start. For anybody who missed it or who joined in after or partway through our introductions, I'm Dot, and I'm the director of She Loves Me, and I'm super excited to be taking on this piece along with my favorite people. Sorry, our music director just arrived, so there's like, what going on in the background? She Loves Me has been one of my favorite shows forever. The music is stellar, the story is charming, and the characters are hilarious and heartfelt. And I'm going to give you a little history on the show, a little bit about what we're planning on doing with it, and then we can talk about music and choreography and all that good stuff as well. Feel free to jump in if you have anything to add, Miguel and or Sabrina. So for those who don't know, the show is based on a play called Parfumery, which was written by Miklos Laszlo. And he wrote the piece in Hungary in the 1930s when fascism was rising there. And he wrote the piece to be an oasis for the audience to escape all of the anger and hate that was going on in the world around them. A little topical for today. And that's exactly what we want this piece to be. We want it to be an oasis for our audience, to be able to come and just enjoy themselves for an evening. So the show explores how people show themselves to the world versus who they are on the inside. It also explores love in many different ways: romantic love, the love between friends, love between a parent and a child. That one's a little bit more metaphorical, but it's still there. This is a very compelling story. So much so that it inspired this musical that we're here to talk about tonight, but it also inspired 3 Hollywood films. The Shop Around the Corner from the 40s with Jimmy Stewart, In the Good Old Summertime, which was also a musical with Judy Garland, and You've Got Mail from the 90s, which was a rom-com. So the story revolves around the employees at Meritech's Parfumery, in particular, George and Amalia. They're 2 colleagues who constantly clash at work. He finds her stuck up and arrogant, while she finds him rude and smug. But unbeknownst to them, outside of work, they are each other's anonymous pen pals. They connected through a Lonely Hearts Club, and they have been sharing letters and sharing their most intimate thoughts and dreams. And they've actually fallen in love with the person they've been writing to, not realizing that the person was their rival in real life. So we get to follow them through this heartwarming and sometimes very hilarious journey as these two people discover the true identity of their dear friend and have to reconcile that person with the person that, the person on paper with the person in real life. The main plot, all of the characters in the show get some juicy, chunky things. There's a number of subplots that feature the fellow shop employees, including a sexy and romantic entanglement between Alona and Stephen Kadai, Mr. Marichak, who loves his employees, but believes that one of them is sleeping with his wife. So he's got a little bit of angst going on there. We have Ladislav Sipos, who just wants to keep his head down and for everybody to like them and not notice him so he won't get fired. And then Arpad, who desperately wants to prove himself and move from a delivery boy to a clerk. The characters in the show are larger than life, and we're looking for performers who can deliver those big performances, but still also portray those sentimental moments in the show truthfully. So even when stuff goes big here, it's always got to be based in some truth. And we'll work on that with everybody. That's not all on you, that's on us too. The show may revolve around the Christmas season, but we're calling it a Valentine for the audience. And that's the theme we're going to be working with for the whole show. For the sort of technical aspects of the show, we're going to do a deep dive into the Valentine theme. And the colors are all going to be based on a retro Valentine palette. Think reds and pinks and purples and pretty blues and greens. Our set is going to open up like the Valentine. So when you come in, you'll see this beautiful little shop sitting on the stage, and it's going to open up into a 2-story Art Deco set with a circular staircase and beautiful glowing perfume bottles and all kinds of wonderful things. And it's going to give a real striking it's really going to strike the audience when they first see it, and it's going to give that audience the feeling and warmth of like European opulence. So that's going to be beautiful. I'm just going to give you some things to think about with the characters. Maybe it will help you pick music that you're thinking about. Maybe if you get a callback, it'll help you to think about what I think about the characters and my friends think about the characters. We'll talk about the musical aspects of them when the lovely Miguel jumps in. But so I'm just going to go through the characters in general. There's only a few of them. If anytime you have a question, feel free to put it in the chat, and one of the producers will say, Dot, stop talking and answer this person's question. So I'm going to start with George. And if you happen to have been looking at the script or looking online, I'll be saying the names as they're actually pronounced because some of them are odd when you first look at them. So George Novak, he's the manager at Marichek's. He's kind, he's professional, he's well-liked by all the employees. Mr. Marichek loves him like a son, and he's secretly a hopeless romantic who enjoys literature and art, and he's looking for somebody to share that with him. And he finds their newest employee, Amalia, exasperating at the best of times because she constantly challenges him. Then we have Amalia, the newest employee at Marichek's. She's attractive, she's bright, she's charming, she's strong-willed, she's like girl next door with a little moxie. She's also a hopeless romantic who enjoys literature and art and is seeking a man to share her interests. Something of note, especially if you happen to be called back for one of those roles, the clashes between George and Amalia, because they're always at each other. They're always at each other. They're poking at each other. They're like those kids on the playground who, pull each other's, like, pull the ponytails or, like, come up and, punch somebody on the shoulder because they like that person. They just maybe don't realize that's why they're doing it. So the clashes between them all through the show aren't angry. They're competitive. And it's really important that, you know, Amalia doesn't cross into like, you know, the harpy territory. And that George doesn't turn into like a misogynist. They're tough on each other, but they're nice people. And there's lots of ways to bug somebody without being super mean to them. And we will explore that. I'm looking forward to how do we fight with each other and still end up as likable people the audience are rooting for. Then we have Ilona. She is an employee at Marichex. She's a kind of a little like Ada Lanning. She loves men and she loves intimacy. She's got a lot of life experience, shall we say, but she's still a little bit naive about how relationships work. Unlike Ada Lanning, she's sexy and flirty, but she's not a floozy. She's just looking for somebody to share her life with. And she has the worst taste in men. Because the man that she's sort of infatuated with or with is Stephen Kadai, who is also one of the Maricheck employees. He's well respected. He's liked by the customers. The ladies love him, and he knows it. And he gets away with a lot because of that. He's a cad. He's a total cad. And ultimately, spoiler alert, we do find out that he is the one who has been cheating on Ilona with Mrs. Maricheck. So not a nice guy, but a lot of fun to play. We have Arpad Laszlo. He's the delivery boy. He is, his exuberance is infectious. His commitment to his job is remarkable. He's ambitious, adorable, and completely filter free. So he has a lot of things in here that could be sarcastic, lines that could be sarcastic, but they're not. He's like a toddler who just says things like they are and doesn't realize that they might be offensive to somebody. So he's just very, very open and says it like it is. So he's a very fun character. We have Ladislav Sipos. He's a family man. He's always afraid of losing his job. He's very agreeable to everyone, a friend to everyone, and he's George's confidant. And he's sort of helping him. He's the person that he bounces all his love life things off of. He loves his friends. He would do anything for them, even sometimes getting himself in trouble at work when he doesn't want attention on himself. But if it will help one of his friends out, he'll do it. Yeah, so yeah. That's Sipos. Mr. Maricheck, he's the owner of the business. He's a successful businessman. He likes his employees like him. He is especially fond of George, who he treats like a son, until he suspects that he finds out that somebody is sleeping with his wife, and he thinks it's George because he's the only one who knows his wife, but it's not George. So it becomes very hard, and you know, him thinking that that's happening results in anger and despair and embarrassment. This character has some truly beautiful and heartbreaking moments in the show. So he gets to do like the high comedy things, but he also has like, he's got a beautiful monologue with his wife on the phone, and it's like, it will break your heart. He is a great character to play. Just a trigger warning for anybody who is looking to be in the show. This character does attempt suicide. So if that's a trigger for anybody, just something to be aware of. Yeah, it doesn't work. It's a musical comedy. He's fine. But that's something to know. The last big character is our head waiter. So Amalia and George eventually write to each other and decide that they're going to meet for the first time, not knowing that they're meeting each other. And they go to this cafe that's known for its romantic atmosphere. And it's run by a head waiter who unsuccessfully rules the restaurant with an iron fist. He's a hugely comedic role. He also gets to do other parts that are in the ensemble. Imagine if Mr. Carson from Downton Abbey was like having the worst day of his life, and like there were like little fissures breaking in him as he's like, "Whoa, why is this happening?" He gets a whole song where he's sort of doing that, and it's brilliant and it's hilarious, and yeah, a very, very fun part to play. And he gets a great big musical number all to himself, coming out of nowhere and just nailing it to the wall. The ensemble in the show gets to play multiple roles, including like a private detective, the customers in the shop, mysterious restaurants, patrons at this wonderful cafe that they go to, Christmas carolers, frenzied shoppers, you name it. And we're going to work together for anybody who's in the ensemble. We're going to work together to make each of those characters distinct. In the ensemble here, there's no standing around in the background. When you are on stage, you are the highlight of that thing. You are fully engaged. You are part of the spotlight in those scenes. So there is no, I stand in the back row and I'm the tree. If you are in the ensemble in this, when you are on stage, you are definitely used and you are definitely, you would definitely have something to bring your friends and family to watch you do. Yeah, that's all I'm going to say right now. But I am going to stress that one thing that I said before about we really want people who can carry off those sort of over the top characters. If you watch a 1930s, like go and watch Shop Around the Corner, because the tone of this show is very much like that show. So that over the top but really truthful is what we're aiming for, because that's what's going to give us the impact and let us take the audience on a really great roller coaster. So I'm going to let Miguel or Sabrina jump in now and tell you something about other parts of the show.
Do you want me to
Write it
go, Sabrina? Okay.
You
I was
usually
gonna
go
say,
first anyway. I usually go last
oh,
because
like you're staring at me, but I'm like, I don't know. You're always
into
staring
your
at the
soul.
computer.
And for anyone who has never worked with Miguel and I in the same room, the whole thing that Dot was talking about poking somebody because you love them, we do that a lot. I love Miguel to the bitter end, and I bug him like no other. So
This is the
it's
best team.
sorry. Please continue.
All right. Hi, everyone. I'm Miguel. I'm the music director. I'll talk to you a little bit about the show. And one of my favorite things about She Loves Me, um, as Dot has already mentioned so many of the amazing things, but the greatest part about this show is that there are like 8 main characters that sort of constantly come and go through every scene, and she went through all of those 8. They all get at least one number, and they're big numbers. They're like big, beautiful numbers. Um, so it's kind of like reminds me of sort of Into the Woods in a way, where like every character is going to have a moment on stage, if you're familiar with that show. Plus, the ensemble gets several really crazy beginning, end, and middle big sort of book-ending pieces that like haul everybody on stage and we have a go at it. So it's really, really a great show for an ensemble. Um, if you're not familiar with the music, I highly recommend you listen to, there's like 3 amazing recordings of this show out there, but it's kind of littered with classic music theater, sort of a more modern, but yet still very classic in style, music theater style. There are tangos, there are ballads, there's a bolero, there's a really joyful opening where every character comes one after the other at the beginning and gets introduced right away in that opening number. So it's a really classically written show where everybody has a musical moment right off the bat to sort of say, hey, this is who I am. This is how I'm going to interact with all of the with the shop keepers and the patrons. So it's really kind of exciting. What can I tell you? In terms of the audition process, I'll head over to that. Sorry, just want to pull it up over here on my other screen. There we go. We're asking you to come in with 2 pieces of music. And if you've ever done an SMT audition with Dot, Sabrina, and myself, we often ask for 2 pieces, but often we only hear one. And the reason why we ask for 2 is because sometimes the one main piece that someone comes in with for the audition is stylistically, it's nice, a nice piece, but stylistically doesn't quite fit what we're looking for. So sometimes we'll say, hey, what's your second piece? And maybe that second piece is a better thing that helps us see you in one of the characters, one of the roles in a better light, vocally at least. So, and sometimes we'll ask you to do both because we just love hearing what you've come to do. So if you do sing both, it's like an added bonus to have you present your music. Your first piece, so your main piece really should be something that showcases your best vocal ability, vocal style. Come in and sing something that you truly love to audition with and play with. Um, the only thing we ask is that it's not a heavily poppy song because the show's not really a pop show. It's like I said, it's a little more on the classical side of things. So there's a lot of music that you can choose from a ballad to an upbeat sort of comedic piece of music, a patter song, even something like that, because there are a few very wordy sort of patter-esque songs in the show. So if you want to showcase some of your technique that way, that would be kind of fun. And then a contrasting piece would be really great should that first piece not sort of, again, like I said, it's not quite what we're looking for. We may also in the audition ask you to repeat your music or your piece of music in a different style, maybe slow it down, maybe speed it up, maybe in a jazz style, maybe in a more classical style, maybe in a popular style, maybe in a more comedic style. So what Dot and Sabrina and I like to do is see how you can take that piece of music and create a character out of it in of course that very short amount of time. So hopefully you can come in with your piece memorized. It does help us see you better and listen and sort of like helps us see you in a light that where the sheet music's not distracting from who you are and what you're doing. And in terms of your music, like physical music, please bring your sheet music photocopied, double-sided, hole punched in a binder. Don't tape all the sheets together in like a long accordion kind of thing. It's really annoying for the piano player to flip that. And also if it falls off the piano, the whole thing just falls off. And if it could possibly be in the key that you are going to sing it in. What else am I missing about the auditions?
Are we, has David allowed for people to send their music in ahead of time?
Yeah, actually, our pianist David is online. I saw him here. I don't know
Yes,
if
he
he
is.
wants to pop in, but he can say hi.
Hey, I can just say hi. It's David
Oh,
here.
hi, David.
Hey, Miguel.
So in the past, this is our fantastic pianist for the show, who will also be in the band. And David has graciously uh, said in past shows that we've worked with to if you'd like to send your music ahead of time for him to get a head start on learning it, because sometimes, as you can imagine, getting a piece of music is really challenging to sight read on the go. So getting it ahead of time, it'll give him an opportunity to look at the music. And if it's something he doesn't know, he can research it a bit or listen to a recording of it so that he knows stylistically what you're going to go for. And David, how can someone get music to you?
So I think it's going to be emailed to me, I think, right? Because the whole purpose of sending me music ahead of time is I want every person's audition to be the best that it can possibly be. Like people get nervous for auditions, but honestly, sitting on the panel, we want everyone to be amazing. And I want to be amazing to support you. So that's the only reason why I want the music ahead of time. And it sort of forces you to be a bit more prepared too, as far as not choosing like the day before the audition. But um, every audition we want to be amazing. So just send it to me and I'll put it onto my iPad and it'll be all ready to go. So
Yeah, when I send
Awesome.
out the confirmation email for somebody's audition time slot, in the email, I include David's information that he's
Perfect.
graciously offered to do this.
Excellent. Thank you, Sherry. Thank you, David.
interrupt. Like what I love about She Loves Me is every single song is sort of like a story song. It's almost like a cabaret song. So even in choosing your audition songs, like think about a song that tells a story or creates like a really solid character in a short period of time. because each character has their own little moment. Like Arpad's like a young guy, or Ed Waiter, like he's like a comedic guy, or George is George. Lana is yeah, she's like a total Jane Krakowski. So just choose something sort of fun, but really character driven and story driven, so we can really get a sense of context in a really fast period of time.
Great point. Thank you, David. We're looking for a variety of voices from sopranos, l- uh, with awesome belty high notes, to alto voices. Of course, the ensemble, we're looking for everybody, soprano, alto, tenor, bass. But generally, oh, and Arpad is probably the youngest character in the show, so it's a tenory song. I've put the the ranges of each character. It's on the show booklet, like the show information booklet. If you'd like to look at that, it'll help you figure out what the highest possible note is that you would be singing in the show. Um, and I highly recommend you listen to, David mentioned Jane Krakowski. The latest version of this show is, or the Broadway version, is it 2016 dot 2018?
Yeah,
Something like that.
yes.
It's a pink disc album cover, and it is a fantastic version of the
It looks
show.
like this.
And yes, and it's very, very, very character driven. And I think they do a brilliant job of really bringing each piece to life. So, does anybody have any questions about the music or the audition, the music part of the audition? I see a hand. Is it
Yeah,
Nikisa? Yeah,
yes. Right. I don't know
Kessa,
how.
sorry.
Oh, it's okay. Everybody's it. I don't know how to like raise a hand. On Zoom. So I just raised my physical hand. So I just want to triple check. No monologue is needed.
No.
Okay. Thank God.
Kind of like what David said, your song is going to be the monologue. It'll a character driven piece of music. Yeah. We might even get you to do it in I don't know, monologue style. Why not?
Yeah, I mean, if there's a particular character that you're coming out for, um, I may ask you to try and do something that sort of highlights a little bit of the flavor of that character, and it may not necessarily fit with your song, but I may ask you to overlay your song with, a little bit of a different feel just to play around. Just so you know, if you get a redirect, because sometimes people find those scary, these are not a pass fail situation. So if you get one and you're like, I don't know what that is, you can say those words out loud. I don't know what you mean by that, and we'll rephrase it for you. Like, don't feel like you gotta to kind of guess if we're saying something and it doesn't resonate with you. Because just like David said, and we've all said, we want you to have the best experience you can have in the room, and anything we can do to help you when you're in there, we're here for you.
The audition panel is so kind, I gotta say. I was so nervous when I started playing auditions, but they're really good.
I actually forgot to mention that there have been moments where people come in and they sing their piece of music or they do a monologue. We don't need a monologue for this particular show, but where we could tell maybe the person on the other side was not having the best, didn't have the best opportunity at the song. We've actually mentioned we're completely open to you redoing the song if you feel like this just was not a good opportunity for me right now. We don't want you to leave feeling like, oh, I really bombed that. I didn't go in well. My mind was just not set. So if you really want, you finish your song and you're like, you know what, I'd really love to redo that again. And we are happy to give you that opportunity because we want you to leave we want you to come in feeling positive. We want you to leave feeling better than you came. So an extra minute or two is not really gonna hurt us. And if it means you leave feeling positive and you had a great audition, that means a lot to us. So that's it for music. I mean, not it for music. Like you're welcome to ask more questions. as we go. But I'll pass it off to Sabrina, our amazing choreographer. Take it away.
Stop. Hi. Uh, She Loves Me. I'm just gonna talk about the show really quick. It's like every hopeless romantic's dream show. And in my heart of hearts, jaded on the outside, on the inside, I am a full marshmallow, and I love a good romantic story. And um, I love a good meet cute and stories that kind of carry through and through a relationship. So, you know, they didn't have the best meeting, but in the end, they end up together. And I love those kinds of stories. So for me, um, this is just such a lovely show. And as Dot mentioned, through all of the characters, there's some really great big moments and really great soft moments for everybody. And everything in musical theater derives somewhere in truth. And that's kind of how I work with my choreography. Yes, there's potentially some dream sequences, but less so. Um, it's a lot of character driven movement, and it needs to make sense for the story. And if you've worked with me before, you're probably wondering, Sabrina, where are the zombies? Great question. I'll find a way. That's all I'm going to say. Dot, you're welcome. And if you don't know, you might know eventually.
Sure you know.
um, I'm a huge Halloween lover, despite the other side of me. I love Halloween. So October is a great month for me. I have like a million different Halloween t-shirts that I can't wait to wear. So you'll see one at auditions, 100%. But yeah, there's definitely some great moments of choreography throughout the show. Alona is a wonderful, I love a good Latin inspired number. I didn't train in Latin dance, but like as a child, but I trained in it and grew with it as an adult. And it's become one of my favorite styles to play in and explore. So I'm really looking forward to making that number fun and silly and sassy all at the same time. And I love uh, I love really big shtick comedy, and a romantic atmosphere is exactly that. It is silly and ridiculous and over the top, but it's very serious. And I love going from chaos to stillness. Um, and it just really, that number in particular allows, amongst many other scenes, allows the audience to kind of laugh with you and play with you. And to me, especially in this space, because it's such a unique theater space, it feels so great as a performer and as an audience member to have everybody in on the joke and to have everybody involved. And I feel like I'm looking at names going, I recognize a lot of them. There may be some that are new or that I just don't know. And whether or not you know the space, it is a three-sided audience. It's a thrust stage. The play space is ground level. So the first audience row is right there in front of you, which means that they're going to be in your space and you're going to be in their space the whole time. So we might as well let them in on the secret. And there's great opportunities to use this space creatively, running up and out into the audience as often as we can, because there's so many entrances and exits into the shop. So I know Dot probably has all of that in mind already. Um, I know her. We've done a few shows together. Some of them are on the wall behind me. So for me, it's a matter of using and working with the people that get cast because they are the right people for the role. And whether or not they have 500 years of dance experience, zombie, or 1 year of dance experience, not a zombie, baby zombie, it doesn't matter to me because everybody can do what I want them to do. They will get there in the end. Some of you are tried, tested, and true from that experience of working with me before. And if you haven't, don't panic. I'm just a lot of energy, but at the end of the day, I'm very supportive and I will make sure that you feel confident on stage, because if you feel good and look good, then I did my job. It's not about me at the end of the day. It's about what you perform. And so it has to be good and comfortable for you. And I will edit until opening night if I have to make it work for the performers. So yeah, I will talk briefly about auditions because Miguel did, and I'm nothing but a follower. So what we're gonna do new this year, I'm so glad that I'm making your night right now. Also, I haven't seen Dot in a really long time, so It's been a minute. Hurts. This year, this audition process will be a little different in a good way. Um, what I'm going to do for the first time ever is I'm actually going to have the choreo piece and I'm going to film it and it's going to be shared a week before the very first rehearsal so that everyone has the opportunity to look at it and Sherry will
Audition,
share it.
very first audition.
What did I say? Rehearsal?
Rehearsal.
My bad. I talked to you. I'm like, what did it? Sorry, Sherry. Brain. Um, Audition. Before the first audition, so a week before, the 27th is the first audition. So the Monday before that, it will be sent out, and it will be the choreography piece that is going to be retaught at the audition, but everyone will have the opportunity to have time with it, work through it on their own. I will reteach it, like I said, at the audition sessions, and the appropriate ones for you. And then we will do it in smaller groups, and that way everyone can be seen, but everyone will hopefully have that resource to feel a little bit more comfortable with it. I don't think dance auditions are scary, but I grew up dancing, so I am allowed to say that. That said, there are some dancers who don't like dance auditions either. They find them scary because it's intimidating and you're a room full of wild talent. Um, Mine is singing. I don't love vocal auditions, so I get it, just in a different way. So hopefully this resource will help you come in feeling more confident and you'll leave feeling successful with it. Again, at the end of the day, I don't need it to be perfect in the audition room. I need it to be perfect on stage for performances. So auditions are auditions. And if I can see that you're learning and you just learn at a slower pace, cool. We just work at your pace moving into the rehearsal process. If you get it perfect at the auditions, great. Less work for me to do in the room, and I can focus on the people that need more help. I'm an equal opportunity person, so learn it however best you can, and we'll take it from there. It won't be wildly long, and if anyone asks me what song I'm doing, I don't know yet. Um, Outside of this, I have a 9 to 5, and I also teach at a dance studio 3 days a week with competitive and recreational kids. So I'm at the very beginning of creation for all of my competitive dances this year, as well as planning for this audition. So I will have a moment of complete and brilliant creativity for this audition, and I will put a piece together and I will send it out. But yeah, there's going to be a lot of really great opportunities throughout the show for specifically the ensemble. Yes, characters have in their descriptions how much dancing, and they kind of have a sense of what songs belong to them and whether or not they'll be choreography or blockography, as Dot has coined many moons ago. But the ensemble, as Dot said, they're not just going to be, tree number 5 in the background. They'll be doing something. And this music is so cool to create movement to. So it's, it will be more than just walking on beat and stopping and walking somewhere else. There will always be something to do. I threw around an idea today about potentially doing a customer's ballet for the overture. So we're we're finding opportunities to do more with the ensemble, which is just more work for me. And the back of my brain is saying, why? My heart is saying, do it. So, like I said, it's all about balance. But there'll always be something to do. It's going to be a fun time, and I'm very excited. That's it. I think. I don't know. Did I miss anything?
Miguel has raised his hand.
Oh, Miguel.
Only
Please.
after Sabrina's done. I have a
No,
thing for
no,
Lexington.
please go ahead.
Oh,
I did. You're good.
I forgot to mention for the music audition, please don't come in with one of the songs from the show. We'd like to reserve that for the callback. We already have a callback list of music for each character from the show, and we'll have plenty of opportunity to hear the music from the show. So come in with something, surprise us with something really different. That's it.
Speaking of callbacks, just because we haven't talked about that, just a couple of things regarding that people might want to know. We're calling back all of the roles in the show. So you don't have to memorize your callback material. Like you'll be given, depending on the role, maybe a scene and also a song, or maybe a little bit more, a little bit less than that. It doesn't have to be memorized, but I highly recommend that you know it well enough that you can look up from your piece of paper. The eyes are the windows to the soul. So we want you to be able to interact with us. We want you to be able to interact with your scene partners, because that's going to make for a better presentation for you. If we can really see what you have going on, it's only going to make your callback better. Callbacks will be in an open format. So what I mean by that is there will be a time. So we have, I think, 3.5 hours for callbacks. And so we'll say, hey, if you're called back for Mr. Marichek, why do I keep saying Chuck? Marichek, you'll be coming in from 7 to 7:45. So you can come for just that time. But if you want to stay and watch everything that comes after you, you are welcome to do that. Everybody who is called back for a role will be in the room at the same time when we're doing callbacks. I know that might sound intimidating, but it actually, everybody is in the same boat as you. It gives you an audience that isn't us who will be sitting there taking notes. So you have people to connect with and play with. And if you are a person who gets really nervous at auditions or callbacks, it gives you a chance to relax. You get to come into the room, you get to laugh, you get to meet people, you get to get the space in your body before you have to get up and do anything. So I just wanted to let people know that was the format in case that's scary. If you've got questions about that, if you just need a hug before you come in and you call back because you find that terrifying, we're here for you again. I don't think we said this yet, but we are like a giant basket of kittens. Unless you're afraid of cats, in which case we are a basket of puppies. If you're afraid of both of those things, you might need more than a hug, but we will still like you. Because we like
Otters, baby otters. Everyone likes baby otters.
Baby otter. Oh, that's a good one.
One thing about the callbacks, I know there's a lot of people out there who do read music, and maybe an equal number of people who don't read music. For the callback, we generally run through each piece of music once or twice with like everybody who's singing Marichek or Amalia or whatever. We run through the music with David on piano, and then we go one by one. So it gives you an opportunity to we can plunk out some notes quickly if there's a section you need, oh, I didn't understand this bar here or there. So it is a friendly kind of open atmosphere where we give you an opportunity for everybody to sing together and then apart. Yeah.
Also, when we finish doing something, like say we finish doing the song for RPAD, and we will ask the question, does anybody want to go again? And we mean it. You don't have to. If you thought, no, I did what I came here to do, great. But if you're like, you know what, I got another take on this that I'd like them to see, or I blew that last note and I really want a chance to show them I got that note. When we ask it, we're serious. If you want that time, we are here to give you that time. If you don't want it, we're not going to judge you for that either, because if you're happy with what you did, we're happy with what you did. If that makes sense. One other thing that I want to put out there, when Sherry sends you a confirmation, she's also going to ask you to fill out a sheet, which she may talk about. But one of the things on there is your conflicts. And if you look at the audition notice for the show, there's a whole list of here are the days that we do our rehearsals. Here are days where there are tech days or maybe weird days that have been laid out. Or, I'm going away for the holidays. I'm going to be away completely from, the 20th of December to the 2nd of January. Put those in there, because we actually use that information to create a rehearsal schedule. And it will make us very sad if we make a rehearsal schedule based on that, and then you come back and say, but I can't be there Sundays until 2 now. So just be honest. if we can work around what you're putting out there, we will work around it. Like we're not, we're, you know, we know people have lives outside of this. So just be honest with your sheet. And the person that you might be making sad by doing that is Amanda Cook, who's our stage manager, who's actually here now. Amanda, do you want to say hi?
Hey there, it's me. Sorry I was a minute or two late, just finishing dinner. But I am so excited to be back with this team. I love working in this space. It's an incredible, incredible space. And I've had nothing but fun time on the shows I've worked with SMT. I'm so pleased to be back again this year. I'm your stage manager. I will be at all the rehearsals. I will take notes. I will be your cheerleader. I will be your shush, pay attention person. I will be there every day through till closing and strike and everything, and do everything I possibly can to liaison between costumes, between production leads, between give you a hug when you need a hug, give you a candy, give you stickers, kick your rear end when you need it, just like every job that needs to be done. And I get the pleasure of watching the show every single night. And it's the best seat in the house. I wouldn't change it for $1 million. So I'm glad to be back, and can't wait to get started. I'm on a theater break. I haven't done anything since like April, and it's very weird. So I'm glad to be back.
Awesome. I think we're back to our lovely producer people.
I'd like to just say a couple of things based on what you have heard about auditions and callbacks. So one, you've heard from Miguel about what the preference is for your sheet music, how it should be prepared and given to the lovely David. And then also when you're packing the stuff in your bag to come for auditions, please remember to bring something comfortable for the dance call, and either dance shoes or running shoes, sneakers. Our preference is no socks, no bare feet in the space.
Or sandals. I
Thank you.
know it's October, but it's unseasonably warm right now. So I'm
Yes,
gonna say no sandals.
that's great.
And anything, if your jeans are wildly like stretchy, then fine. But I would prefer, honestly, track pants are great. Something comfortable. Not that you're gonna be kicking and splitting and all that jazz. Not yet, anyway. Trust me, you'll get there. But it's just easier to move around, and you won't be as hot because, like I said, it's unseasonably warm. So that room gets very hot,
Yeah.
despite fans and airflow, etc. So
Thank you.
be comfortable.
The other thing I like to say is I think it's very clear that we are a very supportive team. You hear how we want you to have the best audition possible. We want to help support you in that. We want you to walk away feeling like you gave it all, even if you want to redo your song another time. And you're going to come into the room with possibly really nervous. There's 8 of us there, and that might feel very intimidating. But we are genuinely your biggest fan. We are rooting for every single one of you. And so there's a lot of us, but we will be your biggest fans in this life. So just know that. Dot, we have a question from Heather B. How many people do you expect to cast in the ensemble?
We expect to cast, I'm going to call it 8+1, because the head waiter technically will get to play in the ensemble as well for some things, but there will be 8 ensemble people beyond the head waiter. So 4 men, 4 women, or female presenting and 4 male presenting.
Are there any other questions on auditions or callback?
I have a thing for anybody who was counting when you said that there would be 8 people in the room. I'm just adding one more person to our spotlight. That's our executive producer, Janie. That's the
Thank
8th
you.
person in case you're like, producer can't count. Yes, she can.
I think I saw Allie's hand up. Allie, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. I'm just curious, for the first round of auditions, would you like the full song or would you like a 32 bar cut?
We've traditionally heard a full song, unless it's like crazy long, in which case try to find a good spot to kind of cadence an ending out of it. But yeah, we generally hear a full song, and then the second one is usually a bit shorter, so like
That one
32
would be
measures.
fine.
That one we usually cut. We just want to hear like stylistically maybe something different. But yeah,
Thank you.
yeah, no problem.
Welcome. Anybody else have any questions?
We're just that good.
We talked at them so much.
So Sherry's gonna say a few words to you about cast requirements.
Yeah, so if you get cast in the show, one of the requirements is that you have to be a member of SMT. So to become a member of SMT, if you're not one already, the fee would be for a single person $30. And this is payable when you start the show process and you are a member of Scarborough Music Theatre through until August 31st, the following year, 2026. They also have a family membership fee of $60 if you want to have 2 or more people in your household as a member of SMT as well. If you pay your membership, just as a side note, for more than 12 years, I believe, Dot, you become a lifetime member and you no longer have to pay an annual fee. And benefits of your membership fee is you get 2 complimentary tickets to be used for any SMT show. So either for She Loves Me or for Legally Blonde. 4 half-price tickets to opening night at any Theatre Scarborough main stage show. So that's Players Theatre and Scarborough Theatre Guild, and then Scarborough Music Theatre as well. Complimentary entry for a member to any SMT show where 10 seats are still exist 10 minutes prior to curtain. So basically you can see a show without paying for one if there are seats still available for the house if you're an SMT member. You can attend any adjudication, public or private. If you're an SMT member, you get monthly newsletter blasts, you get pre-notice and booking for auditions and workshops. You can attend SMT board meetings, and you can vote for at the annual general meeting. And you also, if you have an agent, you can get complimentary agent tickets to see the show that you're in. And production hours. If you are cast in the show, you are required to help out creating the magic besides just on stage, but off stage as well. So you need to do at least 10 hours for production hours. And these can include things like set building, painting, helping with costumes, helping with makeup, helping with hair, social media. We often do social media blasts on move-in day and stuff. Somebody taking over our social media feeds. All kinds of fun things. Just we help each other to get this magic going, and we all work together. So you are required to do a minimum of 10 hours, which is very easy to do on a show this size. There's going to be a large set. There's going to be a lot of helping hands needed. And I think that was about it. Anything else I missed?
Can I add to that one briefly?
Of course you may.
And if you have, say, a handy spouse, and you're not handy, and your handy spouse wants to come in and maybe help do some set building, their hours count towards your hours. So bring along a friend and paint for an afternoon and your 10 hours will be gone.
And if you have any children that need their volunteer hours for high school, or if you know of any children that need their volunteer hours, just bring them along, send them our way. You can also, they can also do participation for front of house and other things at the theater while you're doing the show. They can help out front and gain some volunteer hours as well. Yeah, I got my husband involved doing set building, so husbands have to get all involved.
Yeah, absolutely. On the topic of volunteering, in the event anyone in your life is interested in becoming involved in theater, whether or not they've done it before, or heaven forbid, if you walk away from tonight and you think, I would love to be involved in the show, but on stage is not my jam, Sherry and I are building the team for the rest of the production team and volunteers. So there's such things as set building and painting, as you've heard, backstage crew, light hang, light walking, light operating. There's many, many ways to be involved. Some of it's low commitment, some of it's a higher commitment, but we are always happy to talk to someone who is interested. our emails, well, you can also email the audition email, but our emails are also in the SMT newsletter this month, and they will be going forward as well. Before we come to the end, are there any burning questions that you have not had an opportunity to ask? All right. Thank you so much for spending your evening with us, for your interest in this production. We are so thrilled as a team that we're able to start this part of welcoming in a cast. And before we say goodbye, I'm just going to turn it over to Sherry again one moment to talk about auditions, audition booking.
Yeah, audition booking. So for those of you that have not yet booked an audition, please feel free to drop me an email at auditions@smt-theater.com, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. Just to let you know, the Saturday afternoon times are already full, and we're taking wait lists for the Saturday afternoon portion. We do have spots available. We opened up the evening till 10 p.m. Saturday night, and we do have spots still available for the Monday. But for wait lists, for us, means that you arrive at the start of the auditions, so i.e. 2 in the afternoon for the Saturday afternoon. You're there for the full time, basically from 2 to 6, but maybe not. We will fit you in as we are able. If we get no shows or if we get extra time, we plot you in to do your audition, and you do your dance call and stuff, and you can go. But we guarantee that if you are on a wait list, we will see you in the time that I slot you in for on a wait list time period. If there's any questions about that, let me know. Not sure if I articulated that right.
Sherry, can you repeat your email again?
It's auditions@smt-theater.com.
Great. Thank you for putting it in the chat, Miguel. All right, everyone, thank you so much. We look forward to seeing your names on the audition list if they're not there currently. We look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. And thanks again for your interest. Have a lovely rest of the evening.